Okay, now we start, right? Do I say something? I say something. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Rowse, and I have put in my nomination papers for the election committee this afternoon. I'll be running as an independent candidate, not affiliated to any party or organization. I'm on my own. Okay? No.
Which constituency is that?
Sorry?
Which constituency?
Election committee.
So why are you participating?
Several reasons. I think we've had a few tough years. I think we can do better, and I think some experience would help us to do better going forward.
Mr. Rowse, I think I ran into you 2 years ago on the street.
Yes.
During the anti-extradition march.
Uh-huh.
You were very unhappy with the way the bill was being handled back then. Why are you running in this?
I can't. First of all, 2 years ago, yes, on the 9th of June, you did see me marching, and I did not hide the fact that I was marching. In fact, I actually wrote a column about it in the South China Morning Post explaining why I was marching. Yes, I thought the legislation on extradition was not well handled, and I think it caused a lot of trouble and hurt to Hong Kong. And why am I running now? Because we have to avoid this kind of mistake in future. We really do. It means when you have a legislature which is so factionalized, with one group saying that everything the government wants to do is wrong, and the other group saying whatever the government is trying to do must be right, you're not getting the proper constructive criticism that you need that produces the best legislation and the best results. So that's what I'll be providing. If I think the government's doing the right thing, I will say so. And if I think the government could do better, I will point that out as well. That's what I've been doing in my column in the South China Morning Post for the last 10 years, and also on the radio on RTHK, and I'll be doing the same, hopefully, in the Legislative Council starting from January.
But to avoid the same mistake again, wouldn't you say the best solution is Carrie Lam to get a second term?
I'm not commenting on the candidates. I have written about the performance of different candidates, and if I'm elected, I will, of course, have a vote. I have enough nominations in each sector. I have 3 in 1, 3 in 2, 2, and 3. So that's 9, 13 altogether. I won't discuss all of them. They'll be published tomorrow, as you know. But in Sector 1, I have 1 European, 1 Chinese, and 1 Indian nomination, and I think that will be a feature of my campaign, that Hong Kong is a multi-ethnic, multicultural city, Asia's world city. We are an international business center, and that's the kind of support I was looking for. In fact, I could have submitted my nomination a couple of days ago, but I was waiting for one particular signature, which I got yesterday afternoon, and that's why I'm here today.
Do you support for the legislation of Article 23?
Well, I think it's going to come up, isn't it? And we have to look at it. And this goes back to what I was saying just now about extradition. There's going to be legislation in front of the Legislative Council. All the members of the Legislative Council will have to look at it. There will be a Bills Committee. I would definitely want to be on that Bills Committee to examine the draft legislation closely and make sure that it does the job properly. That's all. It's going to be there. It's not a question of whether I'm in favour or not. It's been our constitutional duty for more than 20 years, and we failed to do it. If you read some of my old columns, you will see at least 2 where I said we should be doing this. One of them was 3 years ago at the time, and people said, oh no, it's not a priority. Well, perhaps it should have been.
But some afraid of the freedom is restricted. So,
Sorry?
but some afraid freedom article that the Article 23 is the freedom is restricted. So how do you think?
No, I think that's what we've got to make sure. Remember, there are other articles of the Basic Law about the civil and political rights of Hong Kong people. So we have to do one set of legislation, bearing in mind the requirements of the other set of legislation. Both articles apply.
There's a technical question if I can trouble. Have you ever owned any foreign passport?
Well,
to renounce it?
I was actually the first person to renounce citizenship of my home country in Hong Kong, and that was 20 years ago. I ceased to be British. I think Alan Seaman was 7 or 8 years later than me, and in 2008, and Paul Zimmerman was 2012. Those are the other ones I remember, but I was 2001. So I've been Chinese for more than 20 years. And I have 3 stars on my ID card and a Hong Kong SAR passport, which is the only passport I have. And best of all, going to the mainland, if the border ever opens again, I can use my home return permit to go to the mainland to see one of my sons and my grandchildren. I haven't been able to see them for nearly 2 years, except through WeChat. Okay? More than enough.
Were you somehow encouraged by the liaison office as well?
I think if there had been a red light, I wouldn't be here today.
So there's some green light.
That's a conclusion for you to draw, not for me to paint for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.